Did you paint your apple? You didn't? Then go back to the previous video and paint it before watching the rest of this one. It's very important that you paint this before watching this video so you can assess your gouache level. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, no worries. Everything is explained in the description below. So go back to the other one, you will have the reference image and you will be able to paint yours. And do that before watching this video. Well, YouTube will kill me because everyone is going away from this video right now, but never mind. Do this and get back. Hello, bonjour, I'm Cécile, a French artist, and I'm your gouache guide today. In this level, I assume that you are coming from watercolor and you are used to work with transparent paint, with very watery paint, and you are using gouache just like you did with watercolor. And that's a style also. Nothing wrong. Just that this is what you are used to do. So very watery. Can you tell on my palette how the paint is really fluid? It's almost like milk. So you're painting the background and let it dry. So you're going over and over on the same color, trying to get an even surface. But at some point, this is where you are. Liquid paint. And paint this apple. And I'm not talking about style today, I'm just talking about technique, pure technique. So my style uses a flat brush, but if your style uses a round brush, that's fine. You don't have to use exactly the same brush that I do. Just my style. So you are using vermilion red, maybe. And you want to integrate the colors, and someone told you one day, you don't remember who, that you needed black to make the shadows. So you mix a bit of black in your red. Let's be honest, did you use black when you painted the apple? This part looks yellow. So let's blend a bit the colors because it's yellow but not too much. And a bit of light here as well, it seems. And here there is a hint of light of something, and maybe this is white, so let's try with white. And I have the wire of the mic inside the paint. I should not do that. Let's make a white line here because it looks very, very bright, as well as here it looks really the strongest highlight is here. Let's add white. There is a bit of light here as well, and maybe here. And I want to fix this, so let's enlarge the size of the apple. That's it, and use some brown for the stem. Does your apple look like that? Let me know. Here you have mastered the consistency of gouache, and you know that if you want to get an even surface for a background or for any other surface, you need to have enough paint on your brush. And also, not too much water, but enough water. And you add more water just to get the right consistency for this flat surface. Here you are. And you know that apples are not just a plain red. They have a huge variety of colors actually. So you are using different red. So this one is vermilion mixed with a bit of burgundy or something like that. I don't remember what was squeezed on my palette because you know I use airtight palette. And it's not dark enough, so you add black, because black is the way to go sometimes. This part looks really dark. So let me say again, I'm not talking about style, I'm talking about technique. So at this stage, you know when to apply a second color, when exactly the previous one will handle it without lifting, when you will get a nice effect, texture, or blending, whatever it is that you want to achieve. It's getting easier at this stage to paint what you have in mind, actually. And at this stage, you begin to see a lot of different colors inside the apple. It's not just red and yellow. There is also orange and pinks and brown and lemon yellow. But you're still not really confident with your color. You still have a hard time to mix the good color. And you know how to make textures with a dry brush. A bit longer than the style number one, but here is the result. And right now, in this level, you know how to make gradients. And you know also that gradients require to have enough paint so it can blend easily. If you don't have enough thickness in your gradient, when you want to blend, it's not so easy. Well, let's say this apple has a floor, something to sit on it, a table or whatever. So I'm using a darker blue and getting close to it and making that light blue. Okay, it looks like an apple. And now I'm making a mix with a tiny bit of the light inside the dark, and I'm going on top of the border and going with a third color. Now you know how to cover a color with a second layer without lifting the first layer. And for this, I made a video just about it. And I link it in the description below. You like textures at that stage and you know how to make them, how to get a very shiny surface, how to get some more texture surface, and you master your colors. What I mean by that is that instead of adding black to your colors so you get a darker version of it, you will add the complementary color and it gives a nice rich color. So there is no black in here, it's just green in the red. And at this stage, you're not bothered anymore by the shift in values, which is one of the hard side of gouache, is that you never get the dry paint the same color as the wet one. Gouache is not as opaque as you thought it was at first. Some colors are transparent or semi-transparent, but now you know that. So you know that red are usually not very opaque. And that's something you have in mind when you paint. And now you play with color temperature. I mean, you have warm and cool reds. And now you see on the shadow side there is some cool reds and even some pinks. Because why not? As long as the values are correct, you're good to go. I will have to enlarge the size of my apple. Well, that's not a problem because at this stage, you know how to embrace your mistakes and you know that it's not a big deal if you are overlapping. You can still make a rounder shape for the apple. I think a bit of bright pink would really do a lot to this apple. It's a bit boring so far. You could even see some purple reflection here because the background is blue and it's on the cool side of the apple. And actually the light here is a blue purple, and you can mix your colors for the stem. It doesn't have to be just brown, it can be a mix of the existing colors, because the mix you had with your complementary color in the red is fine. So it's done. 3 different apples. Same reference image, same paint, but different paintings. So apart from the shapes are quite different, but forget about that. Let's remove the tape. Best moment in a painting, just if you grab the correct part of it. And then everything is going well. Number 1. Now the 3 are done. Let's compare each one on the technical side of things, because they are different. I know, different shapes, different styles maybe, but still me. So this one, the first one, it's a bit transparent. I think the background is too transparent, so you see the brush strokes a lot. And compared to this background on the level 2, where you have a flat surface, kind of perfect. And this one is different again because it's a gradient, okay? But if you want to go from this to that, you need to work on your consistency. And I mean by that, the amount of water you have in your mix. And I have a video about that, so please check this video, which is linked in the description here. Now, go back to this one and the apple by itself. It's also a bit too thin. The paint is not covering enough. So when you want to blend 2 colors together, you can't because you don't have enough paint to do it. Here you have a lot of paint, so you can even add textures with dry brush. And you begin to have interesting edges. Here I may have overblended, maybe. I could maybe go back into it and add more texture, but for the purpose of this exercise, that's fine. All right, so next, let's talk about the colors. Here it's black, here it's complementary, and here it's complementary plus pink plus lemon yellow. You have more colors in here than here. So how many colors did you use in your apple? Was it just red and yellow and black, or did you add 2 different yellows, a warm and a cool? Did you think about the cool side of the things and the warm side? Where do you stand? The level 1, which is for a lot of people coming from watercolor, this is the main issue. It's the consistency of gouache. Gouache is not opaque watercolor. I know it's a bit controversial, but I stand on this. Gouache is not opaque watercolor. Gouache is a different medium. It's not watercolor, even if they have some things in common, but anyway. So this level, okay, it's fine. It looks like an apple. No problem with that. And maybe it's your style and maybe you're happy with it. So it's fine. But if you find that it's difficult to blend, that you don't get the results you want, maybe you need to go to the level 2 with the correct consistency at the correct time. I'm not saying there is just one consistency. So I made a video just about consistency, and I urge you to go and watch it and come back to it. again and again, as long as you master the consistency. So make tests, make exercises, just don't watch videos. That's not enough, you know that. Then you may want to learn how to blend, but you cannot blend if you don't have enough paint inside. I have a lesson with 4 ways to make gradients with gouache in my workshop, Fill Your Gouache Sketchbook, and you have the link in the description under this video, and you should join this and make the exercises. As always, not anything, watch the video, blah, blah, blah. Right, and regarding colors, it's all about color theory. Maybe here you had only red and yellow, and maybe here you had up to 6 or 7 different colors, and both are fine. There is no right or wrong way to do it. There is just your way and what you have in mind, what you want to achieve. This is, at the end of the day, it's just how are you able to take what you have here on the paper. That's all. So if what you have is this and you get it on the paper, congratulations, you're good. But if in your head you have this and you paint that, now you need to go from one to the other. So if you want to learn about gouache, technique, colors, values are the most important. You should join my membership where I share tutorials, live painting session, and live coaching sessions. So this is where if you send me this and you say, I want that, I can tell you exactly what you need to do to achieve it. It's really a customized advice just for you, where you stand, where you want to go for. Because general advice is, okay, maybe it's not enough. So go to the link in the description and you have all the information about it. Let me know in comments, which one did you paint? The 1, the 2, the 3, or a mix of them? And now go eat this one. Did I tell you that I sent my husband buy apples just for the sake of this video? And I told him, can you buy me colorful apples, please? And he said, why? Maybe it's not just for eating.